Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday Newsday. Good to have you guys here. I am here today with Michael Ciaravella. Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I am doing wonderfully. How are you today, Rem?
Oh, live and kicking. How's your, I think you're still the newest member of Catalyst, but how long has it been now?
I think we're going on about 3 months, 4 months now.
It goes by
Time seems to
fast.
blend, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it feels like you're new, but also you've been here forever. You've also been
Well,
here
it's been 30
forever.
conventions, yeah.
Yeah, you've also been here forever before you were officially Catalyst, but
There.
awesome. Well, I'm excited to talk to you in your role as events coordinator, events manager.
Events manager for
Awesome.
Catalyst and demo team coordinator, the
Cool.
cool double hats that I get to wear.
Awesome. So I'm excited to talk to you about all that's coming for Gen Con next week. But first, the news. So what I have here, I have a couple of things of notes. So, um, I just got, and I think Randall just sent it to me. I gotta go find it. He sent me the release schedule
Mhm.
of stuff that's coming at Gen Con. I know we talked a little bit about what's coming, but I want to get the full list for you guys here. I thought I had it up, but I did not. Do do do.
I wonder if everybody realizes just how much sometimes we don't even know till we get the internet. We know about all these various things that exist in the ether, but when will we see them? Will they be at Gen Con? We don't know sometimes, but now we've got some official information. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I think Randall was supposed to send it to me as or update it in the master release schedule, but I don't see that. So let's do it from memory, Michael. Let's see what we got.
I don't even think I opened the file,
I,
but
I know that we're gonna have for BattleTech we're gonna have Star League, the second Star League Lance.
Lance Pack. Yep, the Star League wasn't command. It was not the command pack. But it is the second Star League
Yes,
pack.
so it'll have a painted mini. I'm not even sure which mini is in it that's painted for this one.
It's definitely a Daishi. I don't know whether it was Prometheus. It was blue, and I have to think about that one though.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but I'm fairly sure what I saw that was a Daishi.
The Universe book, the standard edition of the Universe book, will also be there.
I am so excited for that one. It
Yeah.
is for everyone who's already seen the Presenter Marshall edition or anything else. It's just gorgeous, and it's lovely to be able to go back and show so much
Well,
of our history.
and the Presenter Marshall edition won't be there because that one's just for the
Yep,
Kickstarter.
correct.
But we do have we scrubbed the Kickstarter over again to see because we really wanted Gen Con to be special for the 40th. So we wanted to see what was not exclusive to the Kickstarter that we had just moved up in the timeline or anything like that for production. So
Mhm.
that we could have a good showing there. Um, I believe Force Manual Davian is going to be there.
That I believe that is my hope as well. I
Yeah,
know that's one that Ray is really excited for. That's gonna be a fun one.
yeah.
That's
And then of course the recognition guide,
mhm.
volume 2 that was just released will be there as well. I'm not sure if the new paint sets are going to be there or not. Have you heard that?
I actually do not know.
Yeah,
That is a good question.
I'm not sure about that one. I know I'm also looking at the report because we're then scheduling out what's going to release after Gen Con.
Yep.
So in August, or I think actually, nope, it was early. The recognition guide is out. And then in
Yep.
September is going to release the Force Manual Davian universe and the potentially the paint set, um, the new Army Painter paint set. So I'm excited.
Those are fantastic. And it's nearly double the size of the last paint set.
Yeah,
I seem to remember right there because it's got all the speed paints in
it's
it.
bigger.
That'll be
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. And then we do also for BattleTech have the dice trays and sets that I showed off quite a while ago. I'm pretty excited
The
about
super
those.
cool chevron sets.
No, these are the ones I created. They had the Atlas head.
Oh yes,
They're the 40th
yes.
anniversary sets.
I'm mixing them in my mind right there. Absolutely.
So I'm excited for that. The Shadowrun dice trays and sets will be there as well. Shadowrun first edition reproduction this is going to be the release for that. That will be coming in late August, I think, to retail. Smooth Operations will be there. So that's exciting. And then we just released on, all we said last week was that the new Echo Scroll, we said that look, here's a status report on it. Here's how it looks and stuff like that. I didn't want to commit because I wasn't 100% positive stuff will be there. And I mean, we never really are. But
I'll believe it when I see it in my hand.
We were able to rush 72 copies of the scroll that will be there. So, whew. It's a tight window, but we're getting there. So that's
so you guys get 71 to play with. I mean,
right? Yeah. So that's some of the stuff that we can think of off the top of our heads in terms of the release. The releases for Gen Con. Okay, I'm skipping ahead here. Nope, that's everything.
Don't go forward too many tabs right there. We'll be telling about things from 2027.
Yeah, no, just looking at as we built this out, I'm pretty excited for the schedule that's out there, so I can start to plan marketing around it. Cool. So that's the Gen Con releases. I will start to be factoring these release schedules into Tuesday Newsdays. So as we get closer to stuff, especially, we'll call stuff out. So let's see here. I've got let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to click around here. I have a Discord server where I've put all the release dates for so that I don't lose them, and now I can't find my there's my server. Okay.
One of the 20 Discord servers that you've got.
There's so many. All right, so I've got for Shadowrun. Here it is. So Final Bets is July 24th, so it's supposed to come out tomorrow for Shadowrun. Collatons Revenge is an ebook coming out on August 5th. Shadowrun First Edition is August 21st, and then Smooth Operations isn't coming out other than Gen Con until September 18th for the schedule. So that's really cool to get that a little early. Additionally, for fiction, we've got, let's see, In the Shadow of the Dragon is out. Let's Slip the Dogs of War is supposed to be coming the very beginning of August. The Core, the new updated copy is supposed to drop August 9th. It's actually got the same link as the existing one because the cover's getting updated. So if you order through now, you still get the Core, you just get the old copy, and then the new copies will be from 8-9 on. A Skulk of Foxes is supposed to come on August 23rd. And then for Shadowrun, we've got Rules of the Kaido Club is supposed to come on August 2nd. And then we're looking at September for Dark Synergy for September 6th. It's a lot of stuff.
It's an exciting schedule.
In addition, okay, so we covered Gen Con releases. We covered the release schedule. Mercs update. So what I've got is all I can do when I have these updates for you guys is pass on the information that I get. Until today, I was actually on a call with QML. So I was able to get an update from them. So here's what we've got. And this will be coming out. Tyler and I are actually going to meet after Tuesday Newsday to get a backer update out because we've got a ton of things we need to work through. So this should be coming out later tonight. So VAT has been secured in the UK and the EU. For the UK, there's one more document that they're trying to sort through or get approved or pass through or whatever that process is. So we're on, that's clear for the most part. Then all of the hubs that have their stock are going to be sending in understock reports, and those are due by Monday. So basically, like everything that we've shipped has to get counted, which sounds awful. That's not my job.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to count everything to make sure that not only the hubs have enough stock for the first wave of shipping or the first segment of shipping for everyone, but the rest of the backer orders as well. Even if someone hasn't paid for their shipping yet or anything, they want to make sure they have stock so they don't have to resend stuff over and over for outages. So their final understock reports are due by Monday. So then they'll ship the final stock for any shortages to each hub. Those shipments will take 2 to 4 weeks, depending on location and the size of shipment. So if there's only like a couple of cartons or something, it could get air shipped, or if it's going to be like pallets and pallets and pallets of stuff, I doubt it. But if it's like big enough to fill a pallet, then it's going to have to ship on water, and that takes longer. Then regional fulfillment begins. So things are on track for moving in that direction. And those are the milestones that we still have yet to hit. For domestic, approximately 6,000 orders are completed. That's about a third of the total orders that have been provided to QML so far as part of the first segment. QML is getting hundreds of emails asking about the status of individual orders. Before reaching out, please make sure that you've confirmed your order and you've paid for your order and shipping. So they are getting some where it's like, where's my order? Well, you haven't finalized.
You haven't paid for it yet.
You will receive an address verification email prior to your order shipping, and you will receive a tracking email once it has shipped. QML is unable to provide shipping time estimates for specific orders. If you paid for your order and shipping in Backerkit on or before July 2nd, QML has your order. If you have paid after July 2nd, Catalyst will give QML your order once the first segment fulfillment is closer to completion. Segment 1 fulfillment includes all orders that were fully paid, including shipping, by May 17th. If you paid after May 17th, you will be in the second segment of fulfillment at the completion of the first segment. Cool? So there's our full update. Yeah, that's all my notes. All right. If you have any additional questions from what I've said, just post them in chat. Dave is collecting questions. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you.
Dave.
So with that, Michael, I want to talk about Gencon.
Sounds good. That has been what I've been talking about for months now. This is our Super Bowl. This is the big time. No, we are so excited on both ends of things. This is the big event in the US for us. We're all there for over a week. It's going to be a really, really exciting time. And it's the big anniversary years. 40 for BattleTech, 35 for Shadowrun. It's going to be, we are really, really excited for a fantastic year.
Awesome. So, I haven't even gotten to talk to you yet about events.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited.
Oh, so you want to?
What do we have for events?
The actual events that we're doing right there. Okay. Cool. Of course I switch tabs, which is when everything goes in different directions there when you've got 400 tabs open. All right. So we're going to have the full breakdown of events that we've had in previous years, but we're trying to do a few extra things. We're trying to do some new and exciting things, and we're doing things in different ways. First and foremost, I want to make sure that everyone knows our footprint is going to look a little different than in previous years.
Ooh.
That does not necessarily mean we're doing less, but as my predecessor, who is magnificent, and so many others have said for years, Gencon just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And while we keep asking for more space, eventually we were going to run out of space in the convention center, which is why they've already added in the stadium for everything else. We are still in the convention center, which is great, but we've got our own awesome little Catalyst corner, which will have plenty of things going on right there. We will have less tables than we used in the previous years, but more events.
Ooh.
We used to have a ton of dead tables. We've had to rearrange some things. Gencon really, really focuses on how many butts are in seats, and we get great tracking reports and we get great data right there. So we want to show off that we're using our space to our best of our abilities. Not to mention, we are in the top 3 largest booth areas for our purposes for gaming that the convention does. So it is really, really exciting. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also, we've got lots of fun and exciting things, some of which I will be dropping for the first time today. So
Ooh.
hold on to your hats right there. The first one is the big one. The BattleTech pods will be at the convention. Our friends over at Virtual World will be with us right there. So in the gaming area, on the back wall of our gaming area right there, we are going to have the BattleTech pod. So you'll be able to get your fill of all of the magnificent BattleTech goodness right there. We're also working on doing some fun things. You may be able to play some of the masters in the BattleTech pods. We are very much excited to potentially do one of our famous Irby Derby, where we will all jump in urban mechs and just have a wild free-for-all, which is a ton of fun. But we're going to be doing more things, and I'm recommending, and this will be an overall theme for everything. Please keep an eye out on the BattleTech Instagram and all of our various openings and Facebook for our social media, because we're going to be announcing more and more things as we get closer to the convention. A lot of this stuff we've been just waiting to hear, especially with some travel difficulties in the area. We know that the world has had some issues with travel recently with Microsoft and blue screens and things. So we're just making sure that everyone can get their boots on the ground in a good time frame. But we've got a lot of great things lined up. So all right, I'm going to, we've talked about, so I've given away some of the good stuff right now. So let's start rolling down. Let me get my tabs back up that we're looking at. We are, of course, going to have our starting at the baseline. We're going to be doing a lot of our entry-level items. I'm going to start with BattleTech right now because they're two completely different schedules. We are going to be doing our boot camp and Alpha Strike Academy to get people in and jumping in to the basics of BattleTech. So if you're just picking up a mech for the first time, or you've just, like I did many, many years ago, I came for the political theater and now I'm in for the huge stompy robots. This is your entry point. So this will be great. We're also going to be doing some build runners for Shadowrun in our Shadowrun room, which is our classic Shadowrun room. If you've ever been with us before, same place, you know right where it is. We're doing build a runner, and we're doing some of our entry missions right there, which will be super cool. We've got a really dedicated Shadowrun team who's really excited to do for us. And we will be doing Leviathan shakedown cruises in the minis area. So if you're ready for your Leviathans fix, they will be there for you, and that will be exciting. And we'll be running that all throughout the weekends. We'll be running Shadowrun missions all throughout the weekends right there, which will be nice and exciting. And of course, for everyone who needs their BattleTech fix, we will be doing grinders. Please, please, please come on down, drop a mini, blow someone up, get blown up, get into a bigger mini, and just keep going right there until you've collected all the super cool stickers that we've created for you and some of the other goodies along the way. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So that is for the general and casual players. Casual being a wide breakdown there. But I know a lot of people come to the conventions for the competitive set. Gen Con has always traditionally been one of our areas where we do a lot of competitive games, which you can get nowhere else or very rarely else. So this year we're doing a bunch of them. We have got the return of the BattleTech Open, as with every year, one of the most in-depth BattleTech games that you can play. It's very enjoyable. I can't wait to see how this turns out. It's going to be a wonderful time. I've had a lot of fun with that every year I've played with it. The Solaris Melee Challenge will be there. We are really excited for that again. If you ever wanted to create your own mech warrior and watch them as they have grown in their career, this is a multi-day event, which leads to a massive championship that is still to this day one of my favorite games to play at Gen Con. So I'm really excited for that. We do have the BattleTech Championship Circuit, which is allowing you to get into Alpha Strike and really enjoy some of your games right there. And we will have Alpha Strike 350, you know, both the singles and doubles tournaments, which have been huge polls for most of our major conventions right there. We've got a great team on the mini side who are looking forward to doing a lot of enjoyable things. Got to go through right there. On Thursday, we're also going to be doing King of the Skies, the Leviathan's Grinder. So that we'll be running that throughout the day.
And this is in the
Uh,
BattleTech area, right?
this is all in the minis area right there.
Okay.
I'm going to jump to Shadowrun in a second.
Gotcha.
This is how my schedules break
Sure.
down, so it's good. But no, that's a good point. BattleTech Escalation, which will be very enjoyable for our purposes. The Clan Grand Melee is on Thursday, so if you want to jump into the Grand Circle and get prepared for the trial of Bloodright. The Trial of Birthright is something different. Trial of Bloodright. Boy, I keep having this issue and going the other direction with that one. It's always the other thing from what I'm thinking of. But if you want to get ready for your Trial of Bloodright, this is where you go. So that is lovely. We'll also be doing Raise the Flag and Mech Warrior missions. That'll be a great time. And just because we keep selling out and then adding more spaces and selling out again, I would behoove me to remind everyone we will be doing BattleTech miniatures painting classes. They are always sold out. Adepticon, we were putting in more spaces until we were pressing into the walls right there. It has been a ton of fun, and you never know who's going to sit down and paint next to you right there. I'm fairly sure I saw Mike Stackpole, Brian Young, maybe even I got there for a second. But when can I sit down for half an hour to do anything? That's always the challenge.
Well,
so,
you're gonna have to because I'm stealing you for content.
Oh yeah, that's fair. So Friday is going to be very similar. We're going to be doing all of our standard items right there. We're also going to be doing our Leviathan's feature event. Once again, I'm not putting any times down at the moment. You can see those on the schedule, but I don't want to get anybody, I don't want to give the wrong information because our schedules right here include setup times. So I don't want to say, oh, it's at this point, and then everybody tries to correct me because you're probably right what the actual start time is. We also have on Friday the Trial of Bloodright to earn this year's blood name, which, of course, for everyone who's missed it right now, is the Kerensky blood name.
Ooh.
It's a vaguely important one. Whether it'll still be important in a couple of months, we'll see. No. I didn't say anything. I'm not writing any books or anything.
The internet will be lit on fire, Michael.
Watch somebody start screaming at that point. No.
You know what Microsoft can do.
I do, and we may have already gone to a blue screen. I don't know. All I can see is you. I don't know. I don't get the chat till later, so that's all. I don't know what I've started right there, but no, you earn your blood name. That is wonderful. It is one of the defining moments of a BattleTech player's life. So I love it, and I'm glad. I hope everyone can get down to Gen Con who can play with us, but you're fighting with us in spirit. Saturday, once again, a lot of the same things. You've got your Mech Warrior missions, painting classes, the feature events, Alpha Strike, the 350 finals is going to be, and the BattleTech championship circuit, Alpha Max, is going to be on Saturday. It's going to be wonderful. Also, for everyone loves Saturday night, Masters and Minions. We will have the opportunity, you have the opportunity to sit down and work with some of the BattleTech notables and play them in a fun kill and keep event, and it will be great. Which brings me to another fun and exciting thing right here. We have brought in some more Masters for this year.
Ooh.
I did not want to put it out too much, but we may have some first come, first served tickets for Saturday night, if you are there to have the opportunity to play. This is very, very important to us because I know that Masters and Minions is traditionally one of Gen Con's events that sells out within seconds.
Wow.
And it makes it really, really tough for some people to jump in. Now, once again, we can't guarantee that everyone would get in there. We only have this X amount of space, but we will probably have some more space. We will put out exactly how many seats. I know how many seats. I'm not saying how many seats, but we will try to do that. Whether we'll do a lottery system, whether we'll do something like that, we're going to see how many people are interested and how many people are available, and then we will go from there. So once again, I always recommend in the minis area, we do have our wonderful headquarters. It will be right at the front. There will be lots of pretty displays. We'll have minis from our painting competition there. We'll have somebody there to introduce everyone to some of our fun and new exciting products. Please, please, please come on and see us, and watch out for the whiteboards or whatever we put up right there, because we will put up new data and let people know as things are growing and getting even more interesting. So
Wow.
that is good. Then we're
Nope,
almost
nope.
getting to the end. Oh, okay, I'm done.
I have questions.
Questions are good. I was
So
going to say Sunday, but whatever.
for people who haven't experienced BattleTech at Shadowrun at Gencon, what are, like you mentioned at the beginning, the two that are kind of the beginner boot camp, the BattleTech boot camp, and what was the other one for beginners?
Alpha Strike Academy.
Alpha Strike Academy. And then like once you've done that, you kind of learn the basics. What's the difference? What is a grinder versus what is masters and minions versus what is it all? What does it mean?
That is a fantastic question. Once again, Boot Camp and the Alpha Strike Academy, like a lot of our shakedown crews for Leviathans, Build a Runner, and some of the other things, those are for our opportunity for some of the gamers for Gen Con who've heard about BattleTech or just think, hey, those are super cool little stompy robots right there, to dive in and try to play these games for the first time. Once you've gone through any of these beginner sessions, they're set up that you are ready to jump in and start playing immediately. Now, you don't know all the rules. You don't know a lot of the in-depth stuff where you've just gotten the really great basics right there. That's where you go into some of our intermediate games. And for BattleTech, that's the grinder. That's the opportunity for you to get a mech, just start trying things out. You're going to get blown up. You're going to blow things up. It's all going to go. It's going to be a fascinating experience, and one you could do the entire. I know you love the grinder.
The grinder is a great way to fall in love with BattleTech.
Yes, it is. So you really get the experience right there. And once again, this is for intermediate players. These are for beginner players who've just finished their beginners training, and for experienced players. I jump in on a grinder whenever I get the opportunity to, because it's a really great chance to sit down, play, and have some fun and meet some great people. So that is really our nice intermediate space. A lot of these other things we're talking about, the BattleTech championships, the Solaris Melee, all of these have varying levels of skill levels to get you more and more in depth. For example, the Trial of Bloodright that we do every year. It's a single elimination tournament that starts with 32 players and continues on till there is only one. Everyone likes to know that I joke all the time that many years it was always a bridesmaid, never a bride. For 6 years, I got all the way to second place, but didn't make it. It was so close. It was vicious. I've got a ton of mechs that I won from those competitions, but couldn't quite make it to earn a blood name. And then I did. I'm fine now. But beyond that, no, it's wonderful. BattleTech Open, you're taking pairs of mechs that have been pre-selected. You choose from up to 6 different sets of mechs right there. Whoever you're playing against will be maybe running the same mechs, maybe running different mechs. It is incredibly focused. We call the scoring sheet the tax form, because it is incredibly in-depth, but very, very well designed. And it's really a great opportunity to see, even if you don't get to pick your mechs, even if you don't get to pick all of your information, how will you do if just placed in a pair of mechs and tossed into the meat grinder there?
Maybe tax form is not the best marketing.
We
like
always sell it out.
No.
They all come to play it right there. It is fun. Now, I will admit, I understand how the tax form works. I don't fill them out that great, and I've done them many, many times, but no, it is really an exciting opportunity. And once again, these are great games developed by great and exciting people who are really dedicated to the BattleTech universe. So that is very fun. But I've been talking about BattleTech way too much. I want to talk about Shadowrun, and I want to talk about Leviathans, and I want to talk about the board games division, because they are magnificent, and they are going to have some really super cool stuff there. So,
and the roleplay division.
And the role-playing division. Well, role-playing division, they're showing off their stuff. They're still showing their super cool stuff.
There's still demos, but
they are demo, but those are gonna be super special because you're gonna be demoing them right with the designers and the design team itself. This is not going to be our wonderful Catalyst demo team, who we all love and adore, but these are going to be some of the designers because you're getting this right off the presses right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be really exciting. I remember we were at ACD and I was having a ton of fun with the Frostpunk RPG.
Yeah,
so excited.
I think I have a copy of it behind me somewhere, but not within reach, I guess. But yeah, Frostpunk will be demoed there, as well as Voltron.
Voltron, yes. I wanted to say it for you to say it first because I didn't want to get in trouble in case we weren't supposed to.
No, we're allowed to say it.
Voltron.
Yeah. We got to say it at the same time. Form Voltron.
Voltron. Wow. Okay. Don't take this as a marketing effort, folks. We're fine. But yes, back to the stuff that I can personally attest to right there. We will have Shadowrun. We will be, once again, the Shadowrun always packed to the brim. We will also have Edge Zone and Takedown being played in the Shadowrun room. So that is going to be wonderful. If you've not gotten a chance to see Shadowrun Takedown, it is a really fun and exciting take on Shadowrun, which is a lot of fun. Edge Zone, of course, magnificent. I love the card game aspect. It's where I started my gaming at one point, so that's very exciting, and I'm really good for that. We're also going to be doing the Shadows tournament, which is the Masters and Minions version for
Legends.
Shadowrun. Legends. Yes, I always mix up the various Shadowrun names of things, but the Legends tournament, which is going to be a ton of fun, is a great opportunity to really dive in. I was going to show you pictures of the super cool trophies that we've got this year, but one of them was Spell Drum.
Oops.
Luckily they're redoing it, and it will be here on time right there.
Battle Run?
They did not. They should have. No, it was actually one of the BattleTech trophies, and I'm going to keep that the misprinted one myself to just smile at up on my shelf because I can, and it is fun. But no, we've really been trying to pop that up this year. While this year has been a little bit of a challenge because we've had so many new and exciting things, and of course the Kickstarter to get through right there on our anniversary year, we are really excited for some of the good stuff that is out there. But that was Shadowrun. Leviathans, we are going to be doing some fun events there. We are going to be doing a nice, fantastic featured event, which will see a ton of Leviathans in the air. I think you'll really enjoy it. We did a similar game while at Adepticon, which was really, really well received. That was a ton of fun. These skies were light in fire, so I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. And then, once again, our board game division, Mike Ritchie's board game division, will be having quite the footprint there by the demo booth. They've got their own space, which will be lovely. This will not be in the minis area. This will be in the actual exhibit hall, but we are going to be showing off at least 4 games in that area. We will be showing off Parachute Panda. We will be showing off Seasons of Arcadia, FanDuel, and the rest of the FanDuel-y thing.
And there's a Seasons of Arcadia tournament, right?
There is a Seasons of Arcadia tournament. We're going to talk about that in a second on the surprises list, because this was a surprise to me too.
Oh no!
Thank God someone said it at that point. We're doing a Seasons of Arcadia tournament, right? Yes, we are. Yeah, surprise. So FanDuel, Parachute Panda, Seasons of Arcadia, and I keep thinking of the fourth one. I'm not allowed. I know it's not the one I want to say. What's the fourth one?
Those are the 3 most recents. I know we're not. Are we?
Yeah, no, it's not the one. It's not the one you're thinking of, too. Neither of us can say that one out loud.
Well, we've said everything out loud in the past, so everyone knows what's coming. But it's. I know we're doing some maybe showing off of Snoop cereals getting the game.
Well, we're showing that off, but that was not the fourth one. Hold on, I need to pull up my super cool schedule right there. Now I've already got 200 different things.
I know it's not Voltron. I know it's not Runefire.
edited this. Da da da. Overlords in Training.
Oh,
That's it.
Overlords,
Kenyon's
yay!
Overlords in Training. Yes, that was it. I knew it. That is a fantastic new game. I don't believe we will be having it for sale at Gen Con.
Nope, because it's not
but it
fulfilled
is
on Kickstarter yet.
because it's not fulfilled on Kickstarter right yet, but it is a ton of fun. The artwork is amazing, created by Kenyon Bills. I've played this game. I think it's amazing. I think it's just brilliant and fun and exciting. So we will definitely be doing that one as well. So we're going to have at least, I think we're going to have at least 6 tables in that area.
Ooh.
We will have those 4 games playing straight through, and depending on which ones are most popular, we will be putting out more and more of them. So that'll be a great time. That plus Edge Zone and Takedown in the other room. We also, I hear tell that the designer of BattleTech Encounters, our fantastic card game, will be playing some stuff over in the BattleTech area. Specific times and such, once again, keep your eyes out for some fun and exciting stuff. We are hoping to put out before next Tuesday the added schedule of some of the other stuff that we've been able to jump out. But we'll put that on our social media just so we can confirm before we I want to underpromise and overdeliver when we can there. So that is good. So that's mostly it for the events, I think, that we're looking at right there. I think that's the big stuff. We will potentially, once again, be adding some fun stuff in there. Some encounters with the designers might be fun. Maybe I'll even get some of the Leviathans developers to come play a game. That's
Ooh.
very interesting. Heck, maybe if we feel super excited, we'll even do a tournament for the Duke.
Ooh,
I know
that'd be
Lauren
fun.
loves the Duke. No, I can definitely convince Lauren if we've got enough people who are interested right there. That will be fun. Nope, we're all set and ready for that. And one of the, as I said right there, our footprint may be a little bit tinier just from sheer amount of tables and how we've spread them out, but we are going to be going full speed ahead. We want to show Gen Con all the fantastic games we're doing. They already know how much and fun we're having, but items like the feature event where we'll be doing full scenarios, which are absolutely great. We want to show these off and really have some fun with that.
And a couple other points too. I know it's Gen Con time right now, but after Gen Con, if all of this sounds great with you and you want to get involved and stuff like that, how does someone become a demo agent, Michael?
To become a demo agent, you need to go on the Catalyst Demo Team website. If you type in Catalyst Demo Team, it should pull up something for you. It'll show there is an application. It is very in-depth. It is a very in-depth application process because we try to really show off all of our knowledge and to really try to do bring on some fantastic new team members. We are looking at streamlining that process a little bit more. Specifics will come out after Gen Con when my mind once again eases back. But we are also looking at a much expanded organized play footprint. As people have been talking about throughout the year right there, mostly me, we are looking at some really fun new events. We're really working with some of our friendly local game stores and conventions throughout the world to really help players enjoy BattleTech and Shadowrun and Leviathans and all of our games in their local communities right there. And that levels everything from solo play, if you can only play at home with your friends, to getting out to your friendly local game store, to getting out to massive conventions such as Essen or Gen Con. Whatever level there is, we want to support you playing our various games. It's one of the most exciting things that I get to do, and I'm glad that we get the chance.
Awesome. And then a couple of other quick events that are happening at Gen Con for Catalyst as well is on Thursday at 1 p.m. There's a Get Into Writing Shadowrun and BattleTech panel. So you can check.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah. Well, you got to make the time to write too.
Ooh, okay.
Slam.
All right then.
Look at me go.
Shots fired. Okay, I'll remember that. Okay.
Listen,
nice.
You do so much other stuff. It's understandable. So getting into writing Shadowrun and BattleTech Thursday at 1. And then Thursday at 7 p.m. is World of Shadows recording, live stream. It's a live event. It's on the main stage. I'm pretty excited. So if you haven't been following, this is a 20-episode series that's on the Six Sides of Gaming YouTube channel. but we're doing 2 live shows at Gen Con, and I'm really excited because on Thursday we have B. Dave Walters is going to be in that one, and so is Nora Ibrahim. And then we'll have some other special guests as well. Sarah Moore from Gen Con TV, Ryan Labrie from Six Sides of Gaming, and I might be forgetting one more person. Tommy Gofton from Six Sides of Gaming. So that's going to be a ton of fun. And then on Saturday will also be a World of Shadows from 7 to 9 p.m. And that one is going to be the main cast, I believe, is all going to be there, plus Brian C.P. Steele, who is a Shadowrun author, and he'll be playing his Hollywood character as he joins the main cast. So if you have time, you want to come see us live, you can do that. I think that's all of the Catalyst events that I'm aware of.
Well, we've got one other thing that we keep forgetting about. We'll be doing some author signings, I believe. So it should be 11 to 12, even though the schedule says 11 to 12:30 on Friday. And we will be doing 4 to 5 on Saturday. So you can come out, meet with some of your favorite Battletech, Shadowrun, and Leviathan's authors. Come out, get something signed, chat with us, and if you still have any questions from the How to Write for Battletech, Shadowrun, etc. group, this will be the perfect opportunity for you to get your questions answered.
Awesome. Well, let's cut over to questions.
Speaking of questions. Aha!
Nice segue. Look at, gosh, Jinx, we are the same person, Michael.
Oh, horrifying.
I'll start writing your book. It's fine.
You can finish it. You're fine.
Awesome.
I've got the draft. I'm fine.
Oh, here we go. All right. So for our guest from Prussian Havoc, when can we expect your next Leviathan story?
Next Leviathan story? My Leviathan's novel, I'd say it's definitely going to be next year. I'm going to say middle of next year. I've not seen the updated schedule right there, but there's a few things on the list right before that. But no, it's already drafted out. I already know where we're going with it. I had a ton of fun with it. The Leviathan's novel, this was something new and different for me, and it's a really exciting world to play in. So
awesome.
That was fun.
Cool. Speed Demon Painting asks, will Michael be taking his Grey Watch Lance out to Gen Con? I'm super happy he's received them all safe and sound.
They are not only that, I've got them directly above me right there. Oh, they sit directly above right there. Along with my wife had painted a set as well. I am well defended right here. I've got mechs all across the top right here. So maybe I will bring them to Gen Con. Maybe not. My concern is they are too precious. They need to stay where they're safe. So, but they are fantastic. Awesome. I know who you are, Speed Demon Painting. Nicely done.
Night Moss asks, how much extra space will CGL have at Adepticon next year? Streaming, etc.
That is an excellent question. Once again, for everyone who's missed it or has not heard yet, Adepticon has moved cities. So we are going to be where was it, Gen Con? I think it was where Gen Con used to be many years ago. So it is going to be a much larger space. I know we are going to want a lot more space. Negotiations continue right there, but I can say with absolute certainty that Adepticon in the last 3 years has become one of our new tier 1 cons. It is, when you start thinking about the conventions where we're doing the big stuff, you're thinking of Adepticon, Gen Con for the US. But we've got Essen, we went to UK Games Expo. We're going to a bunch of international ones this year, which are fun. But we've got some great times. And also, we don't want to forget about PAX Unplugged this year. We always have a surprisingly large turnout right there. And I'd love to do more we're there at PAX Unplugged because it's a great convention.
Cool. This is my favorite question, Michael.
Oh, no.
Mr. Popo
I can't see these for the record. No, okay.
asks, when are we getting A Wonderful Thing, the Michael Ciaravella podcast?
Well, in my copious amounts of free time, I can do a podcast on top of everything else.
Awesome.
When more time shows up, sure. I love chatting, as you can tell from this. So this is good.
For those who don't know, Michael hosted Kerensky Con just before Adepticon, and like 7 times per 5 minutes, I'd say, he kept ending his sentences with like, so we'll have this and we'll have this. So that's a wonderful thing. And
that was my research, my reset phrase right there. Mostly while we were wondering where Randall was and were desperately hoping that he wasn't caught in a snowstorm somewhere, which he was. I don't know what to say. I don't know what Randall's going to let me say. It's a wonderful thing. Let's go.
Chris Hodovac asks, any news for Aces at Gen Con? So no, Aces, where Aces stands. What I'm allowed to say for where Aces stands. It is coming. It is being worked on. I got to actually play with Josh, who's the lead designer on it at, where were we? Origins. And it's a ton of fun. We have big plans for it. And so big plans come with taking our time. So stay tuned, but it's going to be a while before you hear about Aces.
Yeah, no, Reb is completely correct about that. It's very well along right there. The team developing it is doing a fantastic job. I was there for that game. It is so much fun. But once again, more and more, when you've got something this large and this game changing, we really want to take our time with it. So be prepared. Get those minis ready. It's going to be a good time.
Turbo Turtle asks, when will they be live streaming it at Gen Con? We will not be this year. So we looked at all the numbers. Adepticon, totally worth streaming at. PAX Unplugged with all of our announcements that we made last year, totally worth streaming at. But the majority of our not the majority, I would say, a lot of our viewers are there at Gen Con, enjoying Gen Con. And so we just didn't have much viewership last year overall. So instead, what we are going to do is record content, since there's value in all of us being together and seeing each other. We're going to play games, we're going to do interviews, we're going to do panels of our own and stuff like that we can release over the next several months to give you guys more content throughout time, instead of just an 8-hour bulk of everything for 4 days. So
I also want to jump. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, just so we do have a recording schedule. We know who's arriving when. For the most part, I'm sure I'll get some surprises last minute on that. But yeah, we'll be scheduling that time during the con.
We also have some fun and exciting things that we're trying out. We're seeing a lot of people are really excited to see how some of our tournaments go, especially those who can't make it to Gen Con, just due to distance or timing or anything else. We really want to start showing off some of these things, because at some of these major conventions, we have the resources to do things that we could do nowhere else. And we really want to show that off to all of our fans, which also will give great ideas to some of our agents and some of those who are just out and about to do at their local game stores. Nearly everything we do here, we put out the rules for free so that you have the opportunity to play it at your convenience as well. So it's going to be a great time, and we want to show that off.
Cool. Question from Northern Arsenal. Speaking of the release schedule, there have been worrying confirmed reports of Kickstarter products appearing on Amazon for retail before backers have gotten theirs. So that's one of the things that's going to come out in the backer update that we're working on after the show, is some of the street dates from our distributor were incorrect. And so there were a couple of, I think the confirmed reports were that there were 13 orders that were released by the time it was brought to our attention, to bring to their attention, to catch it and stop it. So they've updated the release date, and we're checking all of our other release dates to make sure nothing has been formatted incorrectly or anything, and not releasing out. So once again, thank you to the community for finding that stuff and reporting it right away so that we could get on top of it and stop it. So nope, that should not be an issue. Let's see.
No, we're all supportive right there. Thank you for letting us know and keep letting us know, because anytime something like this happens, we are very dedicated to wanting to make sure that our Kickstarters fulfill before we do anything else right there.
Yep.
That's a big goal for us, and that's something we all believe
And
very deeply.
that's why we've been very careful, like I said at the beginning, too, in terms of looking at the Kickstarter and saying, what can we bring to Gen Con and what will we not bring to Gen Con? Because we want to make sure that the backers get it first.
Correct.
Sam Q asks, will regional hubs begin shipping what they can, even if they're missing stock? I don't know. Honestly, that's more QML and hubs. Like, it's to their discretion and how they run operations. So it may be that if we get reports, or if they get reports that some of those shortages are super minimal and they have enough to fulfill now before their shipment arrives, then I assume they would. But I really don't know what their processes are. Lorcan. Will the longer delays for non-US shipping, or with the longer delays for non-US shipping, does that mean they won't have to separate out into 2 waves? I think that they still will. I'm really, that would be a question I'd have to circle back with them on. It just may be, because technically they'll still be in waves, but it just might be that they might be right back to back, because they're going to get reports from us. They process those reports, they get them prepped and all in their system ready for shipping. So that stuff might be able to be done while they're working on one. Whereas like right now, those 6,000 shipments that are still that are out, and meanwhile there's still another 12,000 to process, or whatever the case may be. They're not prepping for that next shipment yet until that's done. But there might be some overlap with that they'll be able to do when they get the next list. Part of the problem is that we're waiting on when to send them the next list, because so far that in terms of lists, there's 2 lists that are already done. There's the one through May 17th, then there's the one from May 18th through July 2nd, and now it's like, when do we do another batch for them to prep? Which they're not really working on the July 2nd, or the one through July 2nd now, because they're still in wave, the first segment. But at what point do we pull that report? Because there's still people that are hitting pay shipping today, and stuff. So they're filling out their credit card information and things like that. So when do we cut that off? Or when do we like keep it open as long as possible? So, Stabitha von Murderfist, what companies are handling each... I love your name. What companies are handling each region's local distribution? We've mentioned in the past Games Quest. We are hesitant to give out the other ones. We really weren't supposed to give out Games Quest even, but part of the problem is that people start reaching out to the hubs directly instead of to QML, who's managing the entire campaign, and this campaign's just too big to do that. So we're a little protective of those partners to make sure that things are flowing the way that they should. Florian asks, any news on Voidbreaker? When we are talking about fiction to come? I don't have any. Do you, Michael?
I know where it is in the process. It is coming soon. I don't know what we've got a release date out for it at the moment. We try to really commit to making sure it's all the way through the editing process and all done with its items. But no, I know Brian created a really great novel there. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, let me check real quick in that listing I was referencing earlier. Because I have... It is not on track for... It's not coming out in 2024. Or at least it's not on the list for 2024.
I do know John was updating his fiction list, however, so that may not have gotten into that file.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm interested in how this... It still gets adjusted constantly. Which is frustrating, because it's hard to market. But, like, even the list that I just went through 2 weeks ago with John means that he has basically a fiction release almost every week till the end of the year. So if he's fitting more stuff in, I'm good on him.
He's doing an impressive job. Don't tell him. He's doing a really impressive job.
Oh, Brian apparently says Q1 25. Thanks, Brian. And thank you, thanks Jaskell for messaging me for that. All right, more questions. When are the legendary battle mats, Battle of Twycross and Misery Thunder Rift coming out? Let me see if it's on the release schedule. Boop. Oh, gotta find the right window. I have too many of them open right now. All right, let's see. In terms of, yeah, these are the battle mats. Those are force packs, salvage boxes, map packs. Bear with me while I'm scrolling. Battle mat, oh, that's City, Savannah, blueprints. Ooh, is that one? No, Twycross, no. Oh, there it is. Ha! I have it on the list as potentially, because we're spreading out the releases of from the mercenary stuff. So tentatively, it is on the release for Q2 to Q3 of next year for those two battle mats. But that could change. That could change. But that's where it currently lies. And then Norbert asks, any news about the Succession Wars board game? Just that it's still being worked on. That's all the info I have, unfortunately, for you.
It is still in the process and still amazing.
Aww.
If you like the original Succession Wars, the new improved version is even more fun. I love this game. I am so excited.
Awesome. Lorcan asks, will there be a cannibalism stream this week for Frostpunk? No, there will not be. I'm headed tomorrow evening to San Diego for SDCC. So for the next 2 weeks, we will not be playing Frostpunk. And then last question. Night Moss, will we see more events for GameholeCon this fall? I'm hoping so. This is going to be our first time having a booth presence at GameholeCon, which is very RPG driven con. I had a ton of fun there last year and really wanted us to show. I know that we'll be doing special guest games with RJ, with Jason Hardy, and with me. So we will have, and then we'll have the demo team there as well. So we will have lots of Shadowrun. And I know last year there were a few BattleTech events there. It's less of a minis con, but it still has a little bit of a presence. So there were some grinders last year and stuff like that. So we'll see what else ends up happening. We'll start planning for that part of the year once we get through Gen Con.
Once Gen Con is over, yes.
Yeah.
Gen Con does suck up a lot of the spoons.
Yes.
Or spell slots.
Well, thank you, Michael, for being with me this week and filling us in on what to expect at Gen Con. Please send me and Alan a list of anything so that we can get stuff posted to socials. And we'll hope to see you at Gen Con, everyone. And, come visit us, come say hi at the booth, come say hi at the events. And I hope you all have a awesome con season. Anything you want to say, Michael?
I want to thank you, Rem, for putting us on right there. I want to thank the Catalyst demo team and all of the Catalyst Game Labs folks for the opportunity to do all this fun stuff for Gen Con. And once again, as always, to all of you out there, the fans, we could not do this without you. We deeply appreciate it. And exactly as Rem said, I hope to see everybody who I can at Gen Con. We look forward to doing it and have safe travels and great gaming.
Bye, everyone.